The media have a message for the Republicans, for Donald Trump and the Congressional GOP. It's put up or shut up time. Now, that's not my formulation. I'm literally quoting a New York Times news story about what the new administration and the new Congress face in taking over the machinery here in Washington. And there is something to this, put a little bit bluntly, perhaps not very sympathetically, but for the first time since 2006, one party, the GOP, will control both the White House and the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue. The Democrats last had that kind of unified control in 2009 and 2010. But you think, therefore, you can basically push through anything you want. But here are some problems. First of all, Donald Trump doesn't agree with the GOP, with the congressional wing, I should say, of the party on a lot of issues. He ran against the GOP establishment. And when it comes to Medicare, dealing with Russia, and a number of other issues, including Obamacare, by the way, they are somewhat apart. The GOP is ready to repeal Obamacare tomorrow, but Trump has promised repeatedly that the program should not be completely eliminated, and he wants to keep a couple of aspects of it, until there's a replacement program, more to his liking and the Republican Party's liking, to take over. And experts are saying that could be a long while. It could even be years. At the same time, there are divisions within the Republican Party, and boy, did we see this on display in this PR debacle when, without telling anyone, it's suddenly a surprise announcement on the first day. Here you have the House GOP caucus voting to gut, to weaken, to really devastate the Independent Office of Congressional Ethics, established 8 years ago, to investigate ethics complaints against members of both parties. And that was done over the objections of the Speaker, Paul Ryan, and the Majority Leader, Kevin McCarthy. So on the first significant vote, before they even were actually sworn in, these two leaders couldn't control their own caucus. Then Trump came out and tweeted that there's a lot more important things to be dealing with than weakening the ethics office. The caucus flipped and took that back, a complete ethics headache. One of the things that's going on here is that there are a lot of competing factions within any party, but also it is so much easier to be in the opposition. You can repeal Obamacare 30 times knowing full well the president's not going to sign it. When you've got a president of your party, you have to have something to replace it with. The same thing goes for tax cuts, big infrastructure program that Trump has said he wants, and lots of other, other issues, foreign policy included. When you do things as the majority party with the president of your own party, you're actually going to get things through and affect the country and be held accountable for it. So if the GOP can't overcome its internal divisions, or Trump can't get everything he wants out of the congressional wing of his party, then there's going to be nobody else for the Republicans to blame. They can't blame Chuck Schumer. They can't blame the Democrats. The Democrats don't really control anything, although it does, in practice, take 60 votes to get anything through the Senate. The Democrats, as well as the Republicans, have learned that. So put up or shut up is not necessarily the way I would put it, but at the same time, it's showtime for Trump and the Republicans now that they actually have to become the governing party.